Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting edition of Transformers Reviews. Well, today, guys, I am super psyched to bring you guys Inferno. Now, I gotta say that I was not originally gonna get Inferno because I already had Hotspot. And Hotspot, I love the vehicle. There's so much good about this. So I thought, why am I basically just buying a red recolor with a new head? I still don't know the answer to that, but I'm glad I did because I like it in red just as much as I do blue. And one of the funny things is I was never a big fan of Inferno in the show, but I gotta say that for a Power of the Primes version, it doesn't look bad. And basically all they've done is, like I said, they've just given it a red recolor, a new robot mode head, and they've given you the Prime feet, which if you can see there, he has what they literally just call the Autobot Enigma. That's just so lacking creativity. But I mean, basically as just a redo of Hotspot, he maintains a lot of the same stuff he could do before. Although by having all the weapons and the Prime armor attached to him, it does limit some of his posability with the with the ladder. However, once all the weaponry is off, you can see that the ladder now is unimpeded and works just perfectly. Which this actually allows us to look at some stuff. Now on Hotspot, he actually has nothing on top as far as like stickers go. And I'm really impressed with the Power of the Primes because they're actually doing a good job. Now if you look at basically how they've replaced it, instead of the paint job that he has, now it's just a simplified small little sticker that basically just says Fire Department. Plus you can also see the difference in the lights and how they chose to do that. And really other than that, there's no differences in paint and vehicle mode. I gotta say, I mean, it's a great vehicle mode. I'm kind of a sucker for this type of fire truck. And before we move on to robot mode, let's just go ahead and we'll throw in Moonracer to kind of show you how she is as far as length goes. She's actually about half his length. So yeah, there you have that if you want a size comparison with the Deluxe. So other than that, guys, there's really nothing else I can gloat about in regards to his vehicle mode. So let's go ahead and take a look at this big guy in his robot mode. And so here we have Inferno in his robot mode. And I'm not gonna lie, I really like how his robot mode looks. Now, this particular configuration you see with his cannons over his shoulders, this was actually mentioned in the instructions, and it was obviously not included on Hotspot because he did not have the Prime feet to do this. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Hotspot, and I think he looks really good with his guns in his hands. Matter of fact, that's the one thing about Inferno that I'm like, it just kind of looks like his hands have nothing to do or nothing to hold. But wait a minute, I know a fix for this. There, much better. But all joking aside though, there is so much detail on these guys that basically if there was any detail that was on Hotspot that's not on Inferno, basically that detail got moved to somewhere else. And so here is a little bit more, you can see a lot of the differences. Like one of the things that I did want to bring out is how the fist and the wrist area are now colored separate from the forearm. You know, little bits like the stickers down here, the stickers on the waist, you know, and how they've basically made more, like I've talked about, some of the detail that gets lost, they make up for it in other areas on his robot mode. So I gotta say that I really, as much as I love his vehicle mode, I equally like his robot mode. And one thing that they've been getting really spot on, and that's no joke about Hotspot, is the heads. I mean, just look at that. That screams Inferno. So they got it right. Plus, everything that is different on him helps me to see him as who he truly is. Not just a remold, but as Inferno. And I mean, his robot mode is pretty awesome. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do find it kind of funny that the way they support this is basically the ladder, when he leans back far enough, it just kind of supports him. I'm okay with that, to be honest. You know, but I mean, it's just the small little details that you see here and there all over him that I love his color scheme, how it works with this mold. It's just absolutely fantastic. So, I mean, if we want to go ahead and do one little bit of comparison, here he is with Moonracer. If you want to go even a little bit farther, here he is with another red Transformer. That's how he looks with Windblade. And, I mean, yeah, hey, I'd put them on the shelf together. I don't mind. I mean, I think that looks pretty cool. So, all right, guys. Well, let's get on to the big part of the review and look at Hotspot. Oh, see, I messed up there. Let's look at Inferno in his combiner mode. And so here we have Infernicus Maximus. And I'm not going to lie, I know he's just a recolor of Defensor, but in these colors, I'm not going to lie, especially with these limbs, I really do like Inferno as the core of a combiner. It's something different. I think that the reds, blacks, and silvers and whites, they make up just such an awesome core for the combiner. And while we were talking about Defensor, let's just go ahead and get him in for comparisons here. And I mean, you know, like I said, I think it helps him to stand out on his own. I gotta admit, I think I like the head a little bit better on Infernicus. Let's just see if we can go ahead and get his head in here. And kind of see how his, I mean, it's nice because back on Defensor, his visor is blue and the overall thing around his face is black. So to have a little bit of a separation with that stuff, I think it looks really good. Again, with just everything, how he looks and everything, I don't want to drool or repeat myself any, but I think that I really do like this. So definitely, if you guys are wondering, would I definitely give a recommendation for Inferno? You know, if you already have Hotspot, you pretty much know what you're getting. But again, it's just the overall, I think, colors and just the small little changes that they've made that help edge them out above Hotspot. So anyway, guys, other than that, there's really nothing else I can, ramble on about. So with that being the case, guys, until next time, we'll see you guys in another review.